I'm not a big fan of... Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about the Carbon Theory Day-LITE SPF 50 sunscreen. I got this probably about like a month or two ago from ASOS, and I have been diligently using it. So yeah, let's jump right into it. So first of all, I bought this from ASOS. When I bought this from ASOS, this was about £16. I have looked on the ASOS website, and as of today, which is like the 14th of May, this is out of stock on ASOS, but you can get this from the Carbon Theory website, and I think there are a couple other websites. Just type this into Google. So this is £16 for 50ml of product. It comes in this nifty tubby tube. Carbon Theory say, meet your new skin savior, our SPF 50 plus, with a unique super lightweight formula, broad spectrum UVA and UVB sun protection and built-in hydration. It's a new generation of sunscreen. This sunscreen is vegan, cruelty free for all skin types, and also has breakout busting ingredients to ensure that your skin is happy, healthy and protected from the sun. This sunscreen is geared towards people who are acne prone, breakout prone. If you always find yourself with pimples, spots, acne, all of that stuff, this sunscreen is supposed to be really good for that. So in terms of some key ingredients, this sunscreen has SimSave H, an antioxidant with soothing characteristics to calm sensitive skin. Glycerin keeps skin healthy and moisturized while helping to restore the skin barrier and protect against irritation. And decapryl ether means you can say goodbye to greasy applications, so that's great. And then in terms of how to use, they just say to apply a generous layer 30 minutes before sun exposure and to reapply every 2 hours for full protection, and they say to double cleanse in the evening. So guys, now that all of that stuff is out of the way, let's jump straight into using. So, this kind of has like a watermelon-y kind of smell to it. To me, this smells kind of watermelon-y, like chemically I'm watermelon-y. So not necessarily nice, but I don't hate the smell of this. I actually quite like the smell of this sunscreen. Let me put on some more, which is a great place to start. So the very first time I used this sunscreen, I did 2 fingers of product, and I just noticed that it wasn't enough. Like, it was only enough to do like my cheek area, but I just felt like it wasn't enough to do my full face, so that's why I do 3 fingers. So with that stuff out of the way, let's look. So, you know, this sunscreen actually does rub in quite well. On the surface, you do kind of look normal. I think if you are lighter than me, significantly lighter than me, then I think you don't have to do too much to put it on. But what I've noticed about this sunscreen is when I put it on, so actually no, so from afar I've put it on and I look brown, I look normal, it looks good. But then when I look closer in the mirror, when I come close to you, you can see there's just like it's like very faint, it's kind of like blue, and you can see like my eyebrows, even like you can just see it's like blue. There are blue tinges, and this is one thing that I find very peculiar about this sunscreen, is when you put it on, you like from afar you look fine, but it's when you go into the mirror and you see yourself close and you're like, oh, I need to rub this in and my eyebrows are purple. It just doesn't look nice, and it does leave you with a very faint like blue purple tinge, and I'm not into that, you know. I want to be able to put on my sunscreen and leave. I don't want to have to be like standing around massaging it in and like doing all of this stuff and like making myself look more acceptable to the public. I just want to put on sunscreen and leave my house and go out and do all of that other stuff. So that's one thing that I find weird about this sunscreen, and one thing that I'm not a huge, well, I don't like about this sunscreen basically. And it does take a bit of effort to really rub in. I think one of my biggest issues is rubbing in on the hairline, because as you can see, the product just really gets like stuck in the hairline and it's hard to push, which is annoying, and you really have to be mindful about like making sure that you rub it in. That said, even though it does leave you looking purple in the first instance, this does kind of settle quite quickly, so you're not, I'm trying to think of another sunscreen. So unlike say the Ultra Sun sunscreen, where you are waiting, even after you've rubbed it in, you're still waiting like an hour, 2 hours before it settles and you're brown again. This Carbon Theory sunscreen doesn't take that long, and I think in all honesty, after about like 10-15 minutes it does settle. I think by the end of this video I'm gonna look completely normal and I won't have any weird colors on my face apart from my natural discoloration. However, if you are wearing makeup, it's completely fine because, you know, you put on your foundation, your concealer, all of that other stuff, so it's easy to hide the weird blue purple tinge that this leaves on your face. Speaking of makeup, makeup wears really nicely on top of this. So this has been a sunscreen that I will mostly wear when I am going to work, just because I know that I can just put my makeup on right on top. If I'm at home, like running errands, going to Sainsbury's or anything like that, I will try not to reach for this sunscreen just because I don't want to go to Sainsbury's looking like a blue Martian. I want to look brown when I leave my house, so I try not to reach for this. Another thing that I really wanted to speak on is the anti-acne, anti-breakout aspect of this sunscreen. If you guys have watched this channel for any amount of time, more for the OGs, if you've watched this channel and you've seen sometimes when I come on and I've got like a breakout here, a breakout there, and I'm like just literally looking like my face has just exploded, then you will see in my last couple of videos I've not really had that many breakouts. If anything, I've got a breakout here that is recovering. That's been my latest breakout, but this has been more of like a hormonal breakout. This has been the only breakout that I've had in God knows how long. I can't credit that entirely to this because I have been using, I've shown you guys my current evening and morning skincare routine, so I think those other products have a lot to do with my lack of breakouts. But I can also say this has definitely helped to contribute to it. Now, in terms of like other things that I like about this sunscreen, I do really like that this is lightweight. You don't really feel it on your skin, and we all love a lightweight formula, lightweight sunscreens. Sometimes I'm a bit cautious about using runny products because I just don't feel like runny products are as hydrating or as like moisturizing on my skin. So when I was first using this, I was a bit unsure about how hydrating it would be, but I have found this to be quite hydrating. Now, before we wrap up, I just want to touch a small bit on a couple of the things that I don't like. So aside from the weird discoloration-ness, although speaking of the discoloration-ness, let's see, you can see how now it's like really settled in and this bit here is gone. I mean, I've still got a bit on my hairline. I think the last thing that I dislike about this is the texture slash finish of this on my hands. Whenever I use this, I need to wash my hands because this leaves my hands feeling so like oily. I think that's the thing. This feels very oily and this has a very not nice oily finish. So what I do find interesting is that when I put this on my face doesn't get oily, dry, and my face does still feel moisturized, but when it's on my hands, for some reason my hands feel so dry and oily and just not nice. And I don't know if that's because obviously the palm of my hands is just a different kind of feel to my face. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the texture and the finish it leaves on my hand. It doesn't make my hands feel nice. I don't like that. And even though this says this doesn't leave a greasy finish, I think this leaves somewhat of a greasy finish. Personally, I don't mind the greasy finish. I mean, I mind the greasy finish on my hands, but on my face, I don't mind it. So if this is a bit too much, a bit too shiny for you, then be warned that this does actually leave somewhat of a greasy kind of sweaty kind of finish. So if you have dry skin, I think this could be really good. It gives you that nice extra glow. If your skin is already oily, I don't have oily skin, but if your skin is a bit oily, just be more cautious that this does have the potential to be a bit shiny. So take that as your warning. Okay, so the all-important question, will I buy again? No. Now, in all fairness, this has good points about it, but I just don't like it. And you know when you get a feeling for something, the first time I used this, I knew that I wouldn't use it again. It's an okay sunscreen. It wears well under makeup. It's SPF 50. It's vegan. It's cruelty-free. It will help prevent breakouts and acne. It will leave you brown eventually. Like, it's a nice product, it's a nice sunscreen, but I just don't like it, unfortunately. And I really wish I did like it because a lot of the reviews have been very positive. Lots of people talking about how this didn't break them out, how they really like it and all that kind of stuff. So there are lots of people who do enjoy this, but I'm just not one of those people. Okay guys, so that is all from me in today's video. As always, if you have tried out this Carbon Theory sunscreen. Please do leave me a comment down below and tell me your experiences. Share them with everyone who will be watching this video. I feel like people find it extremely helpful when other people are sharing their own experiences, and I would love to know if your experience was similar to mine, different to mine. If you love this sunscreen, I'd love to know why. Just share. I'm nosy, so I love knowing what everyone else thinks and feels about certain things. So please do leave me a comment down below. If you have not tried this sunscreen but you're interested in trying this sunscreen, leave a comment down below. Even if you just want to come and say hi, come say hi. And yeah, guys, thank you again so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, and in the meantime, I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.